Okay, so we're talking about the unforced force fetch. And by the time we get to this portion, right, where we've already made it past the dog is holding items. So right now we're just layering over pressure over the hold command so that the dog understands that later on that there's a must key and we can kind of fix problematic behaviors like dropping an item prematurely or, giving pressure for a rebite. But for now, we just start by adding a little bit of pressure, just a quick tap right before the item is presented, right? So it's a little tap with the slip lead, and then we present the item. It could be the marker, can curtain. There's a few different things that we use in the video. And then the dog holds it, right? And then we click and the dog drops it in anticipation of the food. So let me run through that really quick. So we tap on the leash or the slip lead, right? And that becomes an indicator or an activator or just a cue, right? That an opportunity is going to be given for the dog to perform a behavior, which in the end brings a reward. So to the dog, the tap on the leash pressure after, a couple sessions is just a cue that in the end you're going to get a reward, right? We just use the behavior as the bridge to that reward. So it's a tap on the slip lead, we present a marker, a tap on the slip lead, we present a hat, tap on the slip lead, we present a wedge, just different items. So we want to generalize those items so that the dog doesn't get fixated on one specific item. We want the general behavior to be hold and not be connected to an item. And then we install the click, and that just is the dog knows what the click means, right? Click means food, click means reward. So when we click, the dog's going to spit out whatever they're holding, and then we reward them with, in this case, existential food, which is, just their kibble. So we will use that later to work on our outs, but we'll get to that portion in just a few minutes. Hold. Hold. Good boy. Hold. 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 Good boy. Okay, so once we've generalized all the items to the tap from the pressure on the slip lead, then we start to just extend that tap. We just hold pressure on it, right? Instead of just briefly tapping on it or kind of giving a little tug, we just hold on it until the dog takes the item that we're presenting them. And then once they take it in their mouth, then we release the pressure. And then of course we will click for them to release whatever it is that they're holding and then reward again. So this is where we go from like an activator or a cue that an opportunity is going to be given to we're laying in negative reinforcement, right? So we add pressure with the slip lead, the dog holds. As soon as the dog holds, we let the pressure go. And that's the reinforcing moment, right? To the dog that he's done the right thing. And then we just click and then the dog releases. And then we go through that and generalize items again through this step. Hold. 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 Good. Hold. 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 Okay, so now we just install the out before the click, right? Classical conditioning. So we add pressure, the dog takes the item, we let go of the pressure, the dog's holding, and normally what we've done is we just click and the dog spits out the pin or spits out whatever it is that we told them to hold. But now we're going to say out and then we're going to click, right? So we say out and then we immediately click right after that and the dog spits it out. And what happens is the dog starts to anticipate that when you say out, then the click's going to come right behind it, so they go ahead and spit the item out. So now we're installing an out. And through a lot of repetitions, you can get really, really fast, quick, classically conditioned out. Hold. Out. Hold. out, hold, out, hold, out. And so now that we've taught the dog what pressure means, we can install pressure as a correction, right? You can call it redirection, you can call it pressure. And what I mean by that is you add pressure, the dog takes the item, right? And then we let go of the pressure. Now, if the dog drops the item prematurely, right? Or it's shaking around in their mouth, they're not holding it steady, then let's just say, for example, the dog drops the item, drops the pin. We add pressure, right, as soon as the dog drops it. So that's a corrective pressure, right? It's the same amount of pressure that we used before, it's just the timing's different. The dog spit it out prematurely. We immediately add pressure, we pick the item up, we give the dog the opportunity to hold it again. We don't say hold again, we don't repeat the command. We just give them the opportunity to correct their mistake. So we hold the item up, the dog takes it, and the pressure goes away. And so this is how a dog learns to not understand that not only is pressure a cue to take the item or to hold the item, that they'll be corrected if they drop the item prematurely. So the dog learns that if I drop the item, I don't get rewarded. What happens is I get corrected, and then I get another opportunity, possibly. In this case, obviously, we're teaching the dog, so they'll get another opportunity, but they get another opportunity, they hold the item, and then when we give the command, they can out it and then receive a reward. Hold. He's probably not going to drop it. Let's just say if he did drop it. Out. Let's just say he did drop it prematurely, right? I would immediately put pressure on, like this. Just pick it up. Out.